Welcome to the Lightworker podcast. Today we have part 2 of our conversation with Monique Elouise from Anahata Reiki. I'm really happy to be bringing you these episodes and thank you for being with us. As a collective, particularly on the Sunshine Coast, and I'm sure there are other pockets around the world that are having this same experience, there are more people that are working from an open throat and an open heart that are finding new ways to communicate so that it's not making other people wrong, it's just delivering how they're feeling. Yeah. They're also got the capacity to feel compassion and empathy to somebody when they are vulnerable and open up and say something like that. Yeah. And we're seeing a big change in how a whole community runs. Yeah. You know, and how everybody interacts and exchanges with people, and there's care and there's love and there's kindness.
Yeah, it feels like almost people are opening their hearts again, like they're allowing themselves to get more vulnerable and starting to see that as a strength instead of seeing it as a weakness. Yeah. Because there is, like when you talk about things like boundary setting, not just energetically when it comes to Reiki, but like emotionally when it comes to those conversations or doing the things that you should do, or like calling someone because you should, like calling your parents
out of duty.
Yeah, out of duty.
Not because you want to.
Yeah. Right. But what does it do to you over time?
Yeah, and well, what if you saying no is the deliverer of the new thing that whoever that is needs to feel in their own body?
Yeah.
And you then get to honour yourself instead of just doing life out of duty. There's so many people doing life out of duty now instead of following what it is that makes them happy, helps them feel alive.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
The only person that is responsible for making me happy is me. I know that. Yeah. And while I wait for someone else to make me feel better, I'm going to wait a long time. And I know that doesn't serve me, you know? But I see it happen everywhere. Oh, it'll be all right. I have to do this. Oh, it's okay. No. Yeah. No.
But then, like, people complain about it and that builds resentment, and you think about what that does to relationships over time as well.
And half the time, the thing you're not saying is the thing that needs to be said to then resolve the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like you just hold on to it and you kick it down the road because eventually it's going to come up anyway. But it's probably going to be a lot more vicious.
Like a volcano.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a sudden eruption, and it's like, oh my God, where did this come from? It's so out of the blue. And it's like, oh, actually, it's been festering inside me for the last 6 months.
Yeah, or 20 years. You know, like I get clients it's been festering for a really long time, you know? And it's doing themselves a disservice. You know? I mean, it can take us a little bit of time, though, to work out that we're in the middle of something and we are doing shoulds and we didn't realise.
Yeah.
Because the autopilot's been taking over in that space because we haven't been looking in that area, you know? So it's complex being a human.
Oh, it's so complex.
And you can't get all this stuff done in 5 minutes.
No.
So how long have you been on your spiritual path? When was the year that you could say, yes, that was the year I started?
Oh my gosh. Well, see, it depends because I actually started communicating with spirit when I was really young.
Yeah.
So it would have been like probably 5.
Yep.
My grandmother passed, my mother's mother. Yeah. And she used to come in every night and tuck me in and then sit on my bed. And I just knew it was her. Like, so it was normal for me. Yeah. Like as a child to just be like, oh, that's just Nana tucking me in. Like I would literally feel the sheets. Like, I can still feel it when I say it now. Yeah. And I would feel them come in here, and then I would feel like, you know, like when a cat jumps up on the bed and you feel that impression?
Yes.
Yeah, I felt the impression. I was like, oh, that's Nana just coming to protect me.
Yeah.
And she did, and she always has. So my Nana on that side, she was psychic. She she could see spirit. And so I knew that I always felt like, well, not always, but since I have evolved over time, I realized that she, in my mind, had died when she did to come and protect me.
Yeah, wow.
And I think that is true for a lot of people that sometimes choose to end their lives early, or for other reasons that they die, is because they can actually protect you and guide you more deeply through
from
spirit.
The spirit realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah. And I've talked to a lot of people that have had someone close to them pass over and they feel their presence.
Yeah.
And it's like when you have that concept, it also brings a lot of peace to you, because you feel connected to them and you're like, oh, like it feels like that bond really grows and is more supportive. So yeah, I guess like when I was 5
and you had a beautiful experience with the spirit realm when you were 5.
Yeah.
And I had a terrifying experience.
Oh my God, what
with the
is
spirit realm.
Oh no.
Oh, I would have more than one entity come and visit me at night.
Oh, that's fun.
And breathe on me and whisper and say really dark stuff.
Wow.
And the blankets didn't really work, and running and trying to articulate something that didn't really make sense to you to parents that had no idea was unhelpful too. And so the only thing that worked was if I built a cubby under the desk. They couldn't come in the cubby. That was interesting. But I only realised that as an adult. I didn't notice that. All I knew was I slept better if I slept underneath my desk. So I'd just make a bed under the desk with the thing, create a cubby. It worked really well.
Yeah.
And now I understand, after learning Reiki, I created a protective bubble, a protective space.
Yeah.
But I didn't know to do that when I was in my bed.
But you did though. I mean, that's exactly what is so great about kids, because they just know, like they trust with unwavering faith.
Yeah.
And I think, again, that's something that Reiki teaches you. Like, to me, the biggest things that I learned from Reiki are energy, intention, trust, and belief.
100%.
And if you've got those, then you can literally do anything.
Yeah.
Like, that is the process of manifesting. It's the process of all underlying, like, energy healing techniques, I think.
It is.
And that's what you did when you were that age.
Without really knowing or having anyone to guide. But all I knew was when I turned 9, my life got better because I moved rooms.
Interesting.
No more visitors, right? I slept all night. I had no more dark circles under the eyes because I could sleep.
Wow.
The only problem with that is that I didn't realise, because when I turned 9, I had a baby sister, and she got moved into that room.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until she was an adult that we discussed the old house.
That's crazy.
And realised we both had the same experience.
Yeah.
Which freaked us both out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that sort of took me on the path of having, you know, a very, I was always interested in learning about ghosts. And I probably looked in the wrong places for the information on that.
Yeah, but to be realistic, like, we didn't have the internet back then.
No, we
didn't. We had, like, encyclopedias and whatever the library might have.
The ghosts weren't in there, so we turned to the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, which freaked me out even more. And yeah, I've always had the ability to know that I'm not on my own. That I've got there are other energies around. So once I must have just turned it off, being able to see them.
Yeah,
and now it's more of a felt known experience for me. But when I had my girls, that was when I realised I'm going to have to figure out how I can help rather than hinder or make it worse. I'm going to have to go and learn about, what do you do when you're a person that can see ghosts, feel them, hear them? What do you do? Because most people don't believe you. Most people will gaslight you and tell you you're crazy.
Yeah.
And, well, in my world, that was what I got. I didn't have an understanding grandma that was in the spirit world that would come and talk to me.
Yeah. Well, I had that on one side. I had Roman Catholic on the other side.
Yeah, right.
So...
But yeah, it's just like, it's an interesting path that I had to walk that's sort of brought me to here. And yeah, I've always had a spiritual connection too, but it really reawakening in my level 1 Reiki class. Like, that whole, holy moly, there's something else here. What is that?
But it's like a remembering, I think, as well. And not just like from this lifetime, like from your childhood, but it's like a sudden like connection with who we really are at the core and all of our ancestors as well. Like when you think about some of the tribal cultures around the world, the ancient tribal cultures, I was talking about this recently to someone, I think it was the woman in Afghanistan who used to have the red tents.
Yeah.
You might need to pronounce that word because Kiwi and tents doesn't really sound...
The red tent.
Thank you.
Yes.
And so when women would be on their period, like they would all gather together and the men would be outside providing and protecting. Yeah. Because the first day of your period is when the world, the veil between the world is at its thinnest. So it's when you're most intuitive and psychic. So the woman at that time would gather and they would literally just like be downloading.
Yeah, well, you think about what it's like when you get people in a group and you're all psychic and the stuff you can bring through is amazing.
Meditation and all of that.
So that's what they did on their first day of their bleed. That's really interesting.
Yeah. And so, like, that's what the woman did because we were the ones that were the psychics, the seers, the leaders, the healers. Yeah. And the men would be outside providing and protecting, like providing food, protecting from any intrusion.
Danger. Yeah.
So isn't that interesting? Like that's apparently where provide and protect came from.
Interesting. Yeah.
But
yeah, so okay. So you're not sure what you're doing now? You're just flowing where the breeze is taking you?
Yeah, like so every year on my birthday I like to set an intention and it always comes down to one word.
Okay.
My word this year is surrender because I knew that I was going to be moving here. Didn't really know what was going to be happening, and sometimes when you push so hard against something you don't get the result. So instead I'm just going to surrender. Like this is all about me really diving into my intuition and seeing what comes and happens. Like it's not about being lazy, it's not about doing nothing or not taking action, it's just waiting for the right things to come in and taking the right action. And creating the space for it, because I really feel that surrender is a really good word to describe what is going on in a collective at the moment. There's so much ego death going on right now.
It's like and having to change out of doing things that old force way and trying to figure out and navigate what is this new flow way. And you know, some of the things that were working one way had just stopped working. And so then it's like, well, what am I realigning to? So it sort of feels like you've got your telescope and you're kind of realigning to, what are we realigning to here, universe? Like, where are we kind of going now? It feels right now like a bit of a anything's possible.
Shit show.
It is a shit show.
But I mean, like in saying that, when you think about the intention of numerology being a 9-year this year, which is something
completing a cycle.
It is completing a cycle, but it means that there's a lot of like, this is the time to start going and exploring those different things that you feel intuitively called to. So if you want to start doing karate or yoga or like sound healing or whatever it is, like even like outside of the spiritual world, just try it. Like, see what works for you. This is the time that you can wear lots of different hats and just try things to see what's working and to let go of the things that aren't working anymore, because you don't want to be holding that energy or that frequency or that tether into the next year, which is the 1 year.
1 year.
Because that's bringing it into a whole new 9-year cycle. So it's interesting to see what will evolve.
It is. I mean, it's birthed for me starting this up again, which is interesting.
But it comes from a place of passion and the right intention.
It's like, I just want to have really good conversations with people that really want to have good conversations.
And I bet there's like that energy of like fierceness, like I've got to get this message out.
It's really weird, but there is.
And it's like that, but
it's like sharing our community. Because there is a whole world of people that have an assumption about what Reiki is, what being spiritual is, without any proof and evidence of their own. They're just believing something someone said.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't even tried it themselves.
Yeah. I'm surprised at the amount of people that I get that want to do Reiki training and haven't even had a Reiki session.
Right?
Yeah.
That surprises me as well, but that is so common.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I trust that in that it's like, well, they've had the call. Like, Reiki is knocking hard on their door if they're just needing to learn it. Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, I really feel now, if you really want to know what Reiki's all about and you really want to know what any kind of spiritual practice is all about, instead of having an assumption of what you think it is because someone told you, go and try it.
Yeah. You've got to go and try it because it's so different for everyone. Yeah. And each Reiki practitioner or master or
is
whatever
so different.
Is so different. And so based on what they've been through and what they've explored and what they've integrated in their practice is the different experience you're going to get. Yeah. So there's also that like level of like not comparing. Like if you go to one Reiki practitioner and you're like, oh, I had this amazing experience and there were dragons and like rainbows and like all of my chakras lit up and I had all the vibrations, and you go to another one and you don't feel those things. It's not that nothing is happening or nothing is working. It's just that you're getting the experience that you needed and it's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that is so important to have an understanding about, because something that can be interesting that happens for people is they'll have their first experience with a Reiki session, right?
Yeah, and it's mind-blowing.
Or a spiritual session, and it is off the charts, right? You might have huge emotional purge, or there could be all sorts of things. Body might go into process or
see
all
the colours and the lights.
Yeah, all the things, right? And then you then get hardwired thinking that that's what healing looks like. That's what it should look like all the time if I'm making progress. And that's not true. Yeah. That's one experience. And you might have 10 others that will not even compare to that, but are doing sometimes more work than what that one crazy experience did. Yeah. And it's really interesting. It's not always, it's not up to the practitioner, right? It's you. Yeah. You determine what you release when you're with that practitioner.
Yeah, and what are you ready for?
You are healing yourself while you're with that practitioner. It isn't the practitioner that's doing it to you. It's you. You being able to allow yourself to be vulnerable, to be there in that moment, to be present with your body, to allow the energy to flow in, to give yourself that permission. It's you. Yeah.
No, it's so true. And I think that often like the way that energy healing and somatic healing and breath work has been depicted in social media, particularly lately, is showing situations and experiences that aren't necessarily normal, and they're not necessarily the most healing ways to do things either. Like when you see the body responding, some people call it kriyas, but otherwise it's like just that physical way that the body responds to energy. That doesn't mean that it's any better than a Reiki session when you're lying there and you're not moving. That's just people will feel and perceive energy in a different way, and what needs to move through them will move through them. Yeah. So like everything is different, and if you're not having all of those like physical responses, it doesn't mean that nothing is shifting in you.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, you have to remember that. Yeah, because we can get some ideas. Like all I can think of right now, all that's sort of in the experience is when I had to try and market my meditation retreats years ago, all right, or my meditation group that I used to do up at the old post office in Budrum, when I'd market it, right? Now, I took a photo of what it looked like when we were there. Yeah. And what it looked like was all of us sitting around a boardroom table.
That looks so exciting.
Which is exactly what we would do.
Yeah.
Okay?
You can't take a photo of your internal world, though,
but it really, well, yeah, it did not depict to be able to market what it is we do. So then I had to get a photographer, and I went and sat out at the Marucci Botanical Gardens, and I got them to take photos of me doing this.
Yeah.
Right? I even got a group of girlfriends to come and sit on a rug and do this.
Yeah.
Because
it's what meditation looks like.
Perception.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah, you're planting an idea, and some people need to see a visual.
Yeah, and
what
so that's what's happening now with the somatic work and with the breath work and all this. They have to be able to give you an image now to go with, because if they just took a photo of someone lying on the floor breathing...
yeah, it's like, oh, that doesn't look like fun. Like, I can do that at home. I can breathe.
Look.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Imagine if that's what breathwork really was. Like, it's breathing.
But it's just interesting the lengths that we have to go to try and paint a picture, and then the image that then creates in the minds of the people, and the expectation then of what it should be like sometimes don't match.
Yeah.
And yeah, that can be a bit of a tricky thing that everyone's navigating at the moment.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to something that you said to me in one of our sessions was about perception.
Yeah.
And making sure that you are using your discernment to decide what is actually true and what's right. And so to me, that comes down to your intuition and trusting that as well. So like when you do see those images or the videos or whatever, like, is that the experience that you really want, or is it that you feel like you're missing out if you're not having it? Or what is it? Like, where is it really coming from? Like, to take those moments and really sit with, am I being called to do that? Or do I feel like I should be doing that because everybody else
is doing? Man, I know when I was introduced to breath work, shout out to Nicole Kagakis, because you're a legend when it comes to that.
Does she teach or?
Yeah. I don't know whether she's teaching it now, but she definitely has in the past, because this is a long while ago now. Man, I just went because it was her, not because I knew anything about what we were going to do.
You get that way though, right?
God, and I'm lying in the room, and then the body starts going, and it's like, oh my gosh, what is this?
Yeah, I'm having an experience. This is what they tell us about the experience.
No, I didn't even know.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I did not know, but because of Reiki and because of my experience with Reiki is my hands like to move on their own.
Yeah, okay. So that's almost like light language though.
And all I have to do, and always have, literally the day that I was attuned to level 1 Reiki, if I feel into the field, they just start moving.
Yeah, cool.
Right? So that was what it was like lying there, and then all of a sudden the Reiki turns on and my hands are just going all over the place, and then the whole body gets involved, and it was so interesting to just watch. But I'm grateful that I had that knowing from having Reiki be like that for me, to just watch it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I had a conference with Jesus and the disciples, and I had a conference with Buddha, and had a conference with Yasui. We were all there together.
I was going to say, were they all there in the same room?
Literally all there. Yeah. They all forgave me for something that I did that I didn't know I did.
Okay.
Which was the thing that created the full catalyst for an emotional release. It was awesome.
It sounds wild.
It was wild.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's in a nutshell. There's a whole lot of other stuff that goes on in that. But yeah, one thing is for sure when it's me is I don't need assistance from, plant medicine or psychedelics or anything to have a wild experience. All I have to do is go and breathe or connect to Reiki.
Yeah.
And I see all sorts of stuff. So, yeah.
I feel like that's part of the gift of going down the Reiki journey though, like when you study Reiki, because you start to unravel like what the logical mind has always told you was possible, and you start to see and perceive what actually is possible. I think part of my journey for getting really interested in this stuff
do share that.
It was the thought that we only use part of our mind. That we only use part of our brain.
10% or something is the big catch cry that they're saying. 90% sitting there dormant. I don't think it's dormant. Yeah,
so that was my whole thing. I was like, I don't think it's dormant. Like, why would we have been given a brain if we're only using 10% of it? And then I was like going through all of the, like the ancient cultures and everything. The pyramids still baffle me. There is I'm so interested in them. Oh my God.
Yes.
Like I always, whenever somebody tells me, oh, the Nile used to be so much closer to the pyramids, I'm like, yeah, cool. So you're saying they floated these massive boulders on a raft on the Nile, like up the wrong way of the Nile, and then they just lifted them. Because these boulders are huge. Like, you expect me to believe that they built a pyramid. And, like, how did they get it to the top? Yeah. So then, like, when you go and watch, what is that series?
Ancient Apocalypse, yes.
If you haven't watched that already, please watch it.
And another guy, his name's Randall Carlson. He was interviewed in Ancient Apocalypse. I can't think of the guy's name that did that video series, but he has a podcast, the Randall Carlson one. I can't think of what it's called, but I'll put it in the notes. He's a geologist, so there's plenty of geological evidence of these cycles of ancient cultures that rise and then fall, rise and then fall. And if you've noticed, loads of them are being uncovered now, even in the Amazon, where they said allegedly that there's never been, it's always been an old forest. Now they're seeing, because they're cutting it down, they're seeing stone circles. It's amazing what's coming through. But also in regressions, the imagery I get of Egypt, when it was Atlantis, which is before the Egyptians, right? So, and I don't even know if Atlantis is the right word for it, but that's the one that comes through in the sessions with people.
Well, I think it's what people would associate it with.
The pyramids were surrounded by rainforest.
Yeah, interesting. Actually, I have seen some depictions of that before.
So, and they're white.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
It's so
with
interesting.
Something hovering above the point.
Yeah.
And I could assume what it is.
What do you assume that it is?
I'm not going to assume.
Do you want to share that?
Well, it's interesting what you get shown over and over and over again, and then you think, I've literally never seen this in an image somewhere. This is just what comes in the session.
Yeah.
It looks like somehow they're able to suspend like a crystal above in the energy field. Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah, but I guess maybe like if there's I was reading a book recently about like how our dimension has like sort of like 12 other dimensions or something. I'm not going to use the right words for it, but it's almost like we're in this reality, but there are layers of this reality that are here and now. So it's almost like they, if you've read about the journey of the Incans and the Mayans and how they kind of ascended, they essentially go into a different world, like a different dimension that's kind of like here and now, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not finding the right words for this.
No, you are. You can read the 10th Insight.
Yeah, and also
it explains it a little bit
the
better.
Serpent of Light.
Yeah.
As well, which touches on those points.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's almost like maybe it was there, and because they'd ascended so much that they could see it, and they knew it was there in existence.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's definitely that was a really interesting time on the planet with what people regress to.
Yeah, but it's interesting that it's coming up so much now,
isn't it?
Yeah. Because, I mean, what is that telling us?
We've got to be curious.
Yeah.
I keep encouraging people to sit in the I don't know, because if you sit in the I don't know, then you collate data. And when you collate data, you can bring together all this useless information, and then later on down the track, you read through the useless information and go, oh, there's a few patterns here. And I really think that that's going to be important moving forward, particularly in the spiritual discoveries that people are making. You know, they're talking to off-planet beings and they're connecting with alternate lives that are exactly what you're describing. They're happening all now.
Yeah.
They're just in those different realities all at the same time. That's why I love the Flower of Life.
Yeah, I know.
Because it gives me that memory of the interconnectedness of the realities that are all happening now.
Yeah.
And we just happen to be awake in this one at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's like being in a dream is a way to describe it. And we're learning that we could potentially, maybe, be awake in all of the dreams whenever we want.
Yeah. But that's it, isn't it? It's like when we go to sleep at night, are we actually awake like, are we,
is that the real reality?
Yeah, it's like the Matrix, right? You know, like if you take the red pill, like, is the dream life that we're having every night when we go to bed, is that being us like plugged out of the Matrix and in a reality that we can then control? And
I hope not, because that place is not a good place that I go to. No.
But I mean, like, you think about, I'm watching the Matrix series at the moment.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I know.
I love the
because
Matrix.
I was so cool to it. It was the Da Vinci Code first.
Yeah.
They talk about Mary Magdalene.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then the Matrix, and now I've just watched the second one, and you have to rewatch it.
Oh,
because it makes so much sense.
Yeah. So, I've watched it many times.
Yeah.
That was one of my awakenings, walking out of the Village Cinema in Frankston.
Back when I was young, yeah.
I walked out and I'm like this. Oh my God, we're in the Matrix.
Yeah, I feel like that could have unlocked my mind. That could have been like one of those thoughts where I was like, but why aren't we using the full capacity of our brain? And I feel like when you're that age, like I would have been a teenager. I think it was 1999.
Was that when it was?
I'm pretty sure. The first one.
Yeah.
And like no one would have believed you as a teenager that your thought could be a potential reality either. Like no one believes a teenager.
No.
And so you watch the movie and you get a different idea of what that means. And somebody else watches it, maybe an adult watches it, and they're like, it's just a movie. And you're like, but it's not. Somebody had to have that thought to create that movie.
Right. Where did that thought come from?
Yeah.
So you've watched the movie, you've had your, like, give me, like, what else has happened that has shaped you, that's brought you into being a person now that does operate from your heart, that gets fulfilled by helping other people find their heart?
Yeah, it's a big question.
Yeah.
I think
what comes in when we ask that?
Like, to be honest, it comes down to my childhood trauma stuff that I don't want to like go into heaps of deep layers.
No, we don't have to go into deep layers. Just say that.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure people understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which has resulted in lots of like trust issues. Lots of like probably learning that just because they're your family by blood doesn't mean that they're always the best people for you to be around. And that even though it's really painful sometimes to let them go, and everyone has an opinion on that, that sometimes it is actually the best thing for everyone.
And that's the important part, right?
Yeah.
Is the only person that it really matters to is you.
Yeah.
For your benefit, for your health, wellness, happiness, joy, what is the right decision for you? Not what everybody else thinks. That's the only one that matters. And the should factor.
But it really is that. And so I think that often as healers, like the embodiment of what we want to do comes from our own pain.
Yeah, it does.
And so my biggest pain was through the heart. And so that was essentially what I named my business after, was Anahata, because to me the path of true transformation is through the heart. It's meeting yourself and greeting yourself and being vulnerable with yourself, and it's actually going through it. Like, it's not ignoring it, it's not saving it for later, it's not pretending it doesn't exist. You actually have to sit with it and go through with it, and that's where the healing happens. Like, I'm sure you're familiar with Peter Levine, who talks a lot about somatic therapy, and Bessel van der Kolk, the author of The Body Keeps Score. I mean, Peter Levine talks a lot about how your trauma is the opportunity. It's like a portal of transcendence. And it is. Like, if you can get to a point where you see that pain is something where you can actually transform and transcend from, then the sky is the limit. Like, I would not change anything about my life that happened when I was a child or throughout any other time, because if I did change it, I wouldn't be the person that I am now. And so...
But it's a journey to get there, right?
Oh my gosh, the journey to get there.
You know, people say that, and somebody who's right at the start of that journey, it feels like at such an unattainable place to get to. And... it is really interesting to be able to find the right practitioner for you that's going to help you to at least walk in the direction until you can connect to that part in yourself.
And that's so true. Like if somebody had told me at the start of my journey that, oh, one day you'll see this as a gift, I would just...
You would have wanted to eat their head.
Yeah,
Let's just
pretty much would have, yeah. But I also believe that what you're saying, like, it takes a village to go on your healing journey. So it's not always about necessarily following one healer or being loyal to them.
No.
It's knowing when it's your time to move from that healer to the next one. And it's not by anything that I've done wrong or anything like that. It's just that the medicine or the connection that is between you
what
two.
You needed.
Yeah, it's like a contract kind of.
Yeah.
Like the contract is finished and now you can move on. It doesn't mean you'll never come back.
No.
But
and I encourage that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, like it's so important for the clients to realise when their time here is done.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's throw a party.
Yeah, I know. It is. It's like a celebration. It's like, congratulations,
well
you've graduated.
Yay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because that isn't a viewpoint that some people share.
Yeah.
Which can make it confusing for the client.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're listening to this is your permission to, if you've been seeing somebody and you feel that the time is finished, honour yourself. The practitioner will get over it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, it's theirs to get over, not yours.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, it's like that process of discernment, isn't it? Is this person still right for me? Do I still feel... Well, not good, because sometimes you don't feel good after a session. But are they still
because
giving me
there's
what
integration time.
Oh my God!
You have to, when you do have a session and you do feel crap after it. The only way is to just be with whatever is. In massage training, one of the things that they told us to say to the clients was, "You're going to hate me tomorrow, but you'll love me the next day."
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Because when in the massage training I did trigger point therapy and manipulation and stuff like that. So you would be in pain the next day.
What about the emotions?
Well, that's what would come up.
Yeah.
Because you're really getting into the fascia, right? So people would really not like you the next day at all. Yeah. But then the day after, it'd be like, floating on air is so much better.
Yeah. But I guess that's also the really valid point about when you're starting your healing journey, often it is that physical stuff.
It is.
That you need, because it's like you need something tangible. You need some kind of physical evidence to show that you've started or that you are healing before you can start believing more in the esoteric and the stuff that.
So what was your, you went and had your yoga, when you were sort of had the childhood stuff starting to come up, what modality did you kind of head towards? Was it Reiki?
Yeah, when it started coming up as an adult?
Yeah, as an adult.
Yeah, so it was Reiki, and to be honest, I've tried so many different things because I got a lot of physical pain. Yeah. Not just my endo, but I've had IBS since I was 14 as well.
Yeah, right.
Both of my hips, I've had an operation on my right hip about 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it still sits there, and it's still a process of transformation. My lower back, L5S1, slip disc. My brother also has a slip disc in the same place. Very interesting. But yeah, so I tried a lot of different things. I went down the Reiki path. I went down kinesiology. I tried, I saw a chiro. I saw, I think some physio in there, osteopath. I pretty much tried everything. Yeah, but I feel like yoga and meditation was probably one of those things that probably started bringing things to the surface to begin with. When I did my first yoga teacher training in India, we did, little did I know at the time, we were doing Kundalini work. We were doing Kundalini work every day. So we would sit in meditation for about 2 hours in the morning and about 2 hours at night. Yeah, right. So yoga teacher training in India is pretty much you get up at 4 or 5 in the morning. Yep. That's when your day starts. You go and do your self-practice, meditation, all the things. Yep. And normally it finishes 7 at night, 7 or 8. Yep. So you were talking about in your experience with the breath work, I think it was, and you were having those experiences where you had the physical. Yep. Yeah, we had the same things.
Yeah.
So you'd be sitting in meditation, just thinking like, oh, I'm meditating. I'm going to sit in, like with my hands like this, like a good yogi. And then all of a sudden you would start having these sensations, like this movement that wanted to come through your body. And so like there was one breathwork session that we would do, alternative nostril breathing. Anulum Vilum, as they called it in that school. And it used to bring up a lot of anger for me.
Yeah, right.
And I never knew why. It just I'd be like, I don't want to do this breath work because it would make me really angry. Yeah. And it's one of those emotions.
It's unblocking the kinks in the chi that's running up through the channel.
Yeah.
In the breathing channel, which is connected in with your sacral.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's balancing the masculine and feminine and working through all the things.
Hemispheres.
Yeah. But when I was doing yoga teacher training, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to teach people how to do asana. And it goes so much deeper than that. Like it's what happens off the mat and all the devotional practices and the 8 limbs of yoga and all of that. But so I think that was probably a key transformational point for me, because that started bringing some of the trauma and the triggers and the memories up for me. And it got to a point where I couldn't ignore it anymore. And I was like, oh, I've got to stop pretending this doesn't exist, or busying myself and like being like la 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 la, just gonna like
don't look over here.
I don't want to like see this. So again, it came from like that pathway of working through the body and feeling safe in my body, and and really seeing that connection between the mind, body and spirit. And that's what yoga really does. Like yoga is about union, so it's bringing you back to that basis and feeling safe. So I think yoga has always been a huge part of my journey, and it always will be. Like I don't teach it so much anymore. I teach parts. But it just, like Reiki, it teaches you so much self-awareness, and it shows you what's possible. Like I still hear my first Guruji's voice in my head when we're doing this meditation, where like all the things are happening and your hands like going like this, and like you were talking about. And he would always be like, you are not doing it, it is happening. Let it happen.
I love that.
Yeah, I repeat it so much in my Reiki training.
Let it happen. Just watch it.
And that was it, because in yoga you're taught to be the witness. Like you have to be the witness of what's going on. Like if your mind wants to run and tell stories, let it, but pay attention to them. Don't judge them, pay attention. If your body wants to move, let it move, but pay attention. So
that's practically how I teach Reiki. Just pay attention. Just watch.
Next time
see what happens.
Let it happen.
Let it happen.
You are not doing it. It is happening.
So okay, well, we will just let it happen. Right? Let's see what happens for Monique in the unfoldment of moving to the Sunshine Coast and just surrendering and seeing where this heads. I'm so grateful that you came on and shared as much as you have.
And I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, because I really love our conversations and the chats that we have, because they're just, I don't know, I always walk away thinking, oh, that was really interesting.
Right, and it starts so many different threads of like what is possible. What can happen.
And kind of as we all come together and share the way that we're sharing now, and we start to activate things in each other, I think, you know? New pathways, new ways to see things, new ways of doing things, and I'm excited about the future.
Me too. And I do feel like part of the calling here is to work more at that collective level.
Together.
It's the unity, isn't it?
It is. So hopefully you'll come back.
Of course I'll come back. I'll always come back.
Because, I feel like it's just one of those things that'll be like chapters. We'll see what's happening, you know, what's been coming up and what are we noticing and what can we share, because, collectively we are all noticing things now and we are all collecting data and we are at that witness stage. And that is putting us in a unique perspective. I really think it is, you know. And a lot of us are not getting caught in those stories of what we think it is, you know, where we have an opinion of what it could be, but we're not getting fixated on that's it.
Yeah, well, that's it, because it could change the next day, right?
Yeah, and that's the bit that I'm finding really fascinating as we kind of let this stuff unfold and evolve, because, I sit here and think, what is possible for the human?
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to be doing?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I know, it's so exciting.
Like, can we fly?
Yeah. I used to always think I could fly.
I know that I was annoyed that when I came here, I couldn't turn the light on from my bed because something in me told me that I should be able to.
As a child?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I'd sit there and I'd be looking at the switch.
So telekinesis.
Trying to make it move. Yeah.
That's it. Like, I could go so down a tangent on telekinesis and telepathy.
Let's do that another time.
Yeah, I was going to say. We probably don't have time for that.
No,
right
I don't. I think we've probably got to call it. But, so let's do that another time.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming. Oh, so good.
Amazing.
All right. Next week, we speak with Aisha from Connection Circles. She offers heart-led, evidence-based support for raising children through connection, emotional safety, and intentional relationships. And she's also one of my Reiki masters. See you next week.
The content found within these podcasts are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Nothing on this website is intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any physical or medical conditions. If you have any physical or medical conditions, you should seek the advice of your medical professional immediately.